Skulls, you legend. Love your work, Chan. Amazing community you've created here. So I'm trying to transition from a number 4 or 5 batsman to an opener. Any tips on differences between middle order and how to train to be an opener, etc.? To be honest, I don't think there's much of a difference. I think that at times, opening can be slightly easier because the ball's harder and there's often more gaps. Yes, you face their opening bowlers, you often face their best bowlers, and you're against the new ball. But with that, you can score quicker, you can score more freely. So I think there's a lot of positives to opening the batting, and it's a slight tactical adjustment, a slight sort of game plan adjustment. You might be slightly more watchful early and see if the ball's moving, see what the wicket's doing. If you're opening, if you're batting in the middle order, you might sort of get some feedback from your openers and from the number 3 and from your teammates about what the wicket's doing. They might say it's a little bit slow. If you're on turf, that is. If you're on concrete and this is obviously answering the question for whoever's listening and watching. If you're on a hard wicket, then it's generally pretty simple. If you're on turf, you want to get that feedback from the sort of the guys at the top, and then you can sort of adjust your plan. They might say it's a bit tennis bally, so you might think to yourself, okay, I'm not going to try and drive early. But when you're opening, you've got to be the one that's assessing the conditions and making that decision and working it out and working out what shots are going to work on that wicket against those types of bowlers. So it might mean you have to be slightly more. It might mean you have to be slightly more watchful early in your innings, but I don't think a whole lot has to change. Your strengths and your weaknesses are still there, whether you bat 4 or bat 1. You're still going to be good at some things, and you're going to have some vulnerabilities or some struggles with certain things. So I would suggest that you just really, really practice at getting so good at your strengths that if any bowler misses and if it's a cover drive, they bowl full and wide, you punch it. If it's a cut shot, they bowl short and wide, you punish it. So really go deep into your strengths and double down on them and become even better at your strengths. And then just try and, if you're Jimmy, I think you're in Oz, so you've got the winter to work on it. I think try and just be really as certain of where your off stump is as you can. Understand which balls you can leave and then which balls you can play. I think a lot of the time openers get out when they're sort of fending at balls just on or outside off stump. And a lot of the time it's 4th or 5th stump and you maybe didn't have to play at that ball. But you fend at it because you're not sure where your off stump is and you nick off. So just that's probably the only real things. But I think if you're an attacking player, stay attacking. Look at David Warner, who's gone from he burst onto the scene as a white ball to player, a T20 player, and then he's gone on to be one of Australia's best ever test openers. And he's an attacking player. He doesn't try and block it and bat till lunch. He's looking to score in test cricket. He's got a similar sort of mindset. And I think that's a good point, that go and check out our live chat or our chat in the masterclass section with the special guest section, with Sean Marsh. And in there, he talks about his mindset doesn't really change whether he's playing T20 cricket or Shield cricket or one-day cricket in the middle. He might shift down and up gears slightly. He might take a little bit more risk in T20 cricket than 4-day cricket, Shield cricket, but he's generally gives himself a chance. He might give himself 20 or 30 balls in Shield cricket to really get in and get set. T20 cricket might be 7 or 8 balls. So he takes less time, but he's still got the same plan, same game plan. Give myself a chance, and then I can expand later. I can start building on top of that. So, Jimmy, I'd say that whatever your strengths are and whatever type of player you are, just because you're opening, I don't think you need to change much. I don't think you really need to change anything in your plans. Just try and be really, really sure about your decisions. That's what you got to work on, is your decisions. Is it there to hit, or is it not? Because you can hit balls on the up when they're not moving, but if the ball starts to move, you might have to be a bit more watchful and be really certain that the ball's under your eyes to hit it. So, Jimmy, great question, mate. And I think it's just not worrying about it. It's just, at the end of the day, whether you bat 4, whether you bat 9, or whether you bat 1, it's still a contest between bat and ball. It's still you as the batter trying to beat the bowler. It's just one-on-one each contest. So really the only thing that's different is what number's in front of the runs on the scoreboard, whether it's none for something or whether it's 2 or 3 for something, and the ball is either a little bit new or a little bit older. But other than that, still one-on-one, 10 fielders supporting that bloke. You've got your mate at the other end. You've got to win that contest. So I wouldn't worry too much or think too much about whether you're batting 4 or whether you're batting 1. Just go out and play. And go out and play however you play your best cricket. Just go and do it. However you bat your best, go and do it. Hope that helps, Jimmy. First question of the evening he asked a few days ago. Thanks for that, Jimmy.